You gave them everything, your time, your energy, your loyalty, and they used it against you. Not because you were weak, because nobody ever taught you the rules, the real rules, the ones Machiavelli wrote 500 years ago, the ones the most powerful people in history never shared. There is a version of you that nobody can touch, a version that doesn't flinch, doesn't explain, doesn't react. And by the end of this video, you're going to meet that version. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why reacting is losing. Not in a vague motivational way, the real psychological reason, the one backed by science, the one manipulators count on you never discovering. And at 7 minutes, I'm going to show you the most dangerous law of all, the one Machiavelli called the highest form of intelligence, the one that makes people genuinely untouchable. But first, let me tell you about Maya, because what happened to her is probably happening to you right now. Maya had been with Daniel for 3 years. She described him as confident, charming, magnetic, the kind of man who walked into a room and the room shifted. For the first year, it was electric. He pursued her, he called first, he planned everything. She felt chosen. Then, slowly, something changed. It started small, a comment at dinner. "You're so sensitive, Maya." Then a cold shoulder after she disagreed with him. Then silence. Not minutes of silence, days. She posted on Reddit at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday. Her words were shaking even through the screen. "I don't know what I did wrong. He just went quiet for 4 days. And when he came back, he acted like nothing happened, like I was crazy for being upset." She wasn't crazy. She was being trained. Every time Daniel went cold, Maya panicked. She'd text, then call, then apologize. For what? She didn't know. But she apologized anyway. Because when someone you love goes cold, your brain doesn't say, "This is wrong." Your brain says one thing: fix it. And that instinct, that desperate need to fix the silence, is exactly how this trap works. Here's the part most people never understand. What Maya was experiencing has a name, a real psychological name, and once you know it, you cannot unknow it. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it is the most powerful psychological trap ever studied. Dr. B.F. Skinner at Harvard discovered something terrifying. When rewards come randomly, not consistently, not never, but randomly, the brain becomes obsessed. More obsessed than if the reward came every time. He proved it with animals first. Then researchers at the University of Michigan confirmed it in human relationships. Here's what that means for you personally. When Daniel was warm, Maya felt electric. When Daniel went cold, Maya felt desperate. That cycle wasn't love. That was her nervous system being hijacked. Write this down. The anxiety you feel when they go silent, that's not weakness. That's your brain doing exactly what 70 years of research says it will do. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, trauma researcher, author of The Body Keeps the Score, spent decades studying why people stay in painful relationships. His finding was brutal. The nervous system cannot distinguish between love and fear when they're wrapped in the same person. Read that again. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between love and fear. Which means every time you chased their silence, you weren't being weak, you were being human. But here's the thing. Understanding it is step 1. Breaking it is step 2. And at 7 minutes, I'll give you exactly how. But first, we need to go back to Maya, because what happened next, nobody saw coming. Stay with me, because this is the moment everything shifted, for Maya and for you. 4 months later, Maya had a new pattern. She walked on eggshells. She filtered everything she said. She stopped sharing opinions that might upset him. She became smaller, quieter, easier. And the more she shrank, the more Daniel pulled away.
One night, after another 3 days of silence, Maya finally asked him directly, "What did I do wrong?" His answer was, "You're too emotional. That's exhausting." She read that message 11 times, and then she apologized for being emotional, about being ignored. Think about that for a second. The person being hurt apologized to the person doing the hurting. Are you recognizing this right now? Drop "I felt this" in the comments. I promise you are not alone. Maya was at her lowest point. She'd lost 8 pounds from anxiety. She'd stopped talking to friends. She spent every hour analyzing what she'd done wrong. She hadn't done anything wrong. She just didn't know the laws yet. The 7 laws that would have changed everything. Let me give you 7 psychological laws. Not motivation, not advice. The actual laws of psychological power. The ones Machiavelli refined. The ones history's most powerful minds applied. Law 1. Your attention is currency. Every reaction you give is a payment, and you've been paying people who give you nothing back. Dr. Robert Cialdini's research at Arizona State University confirmed it. Attention signals value. Withdrawal signals power. Stop paying people who drain your account. Law 2. Silence is domination. When someone attacks you and you fire back, you've confirmed their words had power over you. When you say nothing, you create psychological vertigo in them. Their brain loops. It searches for a reaction that never comes. That open loop is consuming, and you're not even participating. Law 3. Scarcity creates value. The person who is always available is never truly valued. UCLA relationship researcher Dr. Philip Shaver's attachment studies showed this clearly. Secure, selective presence creates deeper bonds than constant availability. Be present, but be chosen, not assumed. Law 4. Non-reaction is your loudest statement. Here's what nobody tells you. The human brain is built on feedback loops. Act, get a response, loop closes. When you don't react, the loop stays open. Their brain runs the sequence over and over, searching for a resolution that never comes. They're fighting a battle you're not even in, and they're losing. Law 5. Cut cleanly or bleed forever. Not everyone deserves space in your life. There are 3 categories you need to examine: adversaries, chronic critics, energy drains. All 3 have one thing in common. They feed on your reaction. Starve them. Not with drama, not with announcements. Quietly, completely, finally. Law 6. Build a mind nothing can enter. This is what psychologists call emotional sovereignty. You decide what affects you, when, and how much. Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett at Northeastern University spent 25 years studying emotional construction. Her finding was, emotions are not things that happen to you. They are things your brain constructs based on prediction. Change the prediction, change the emotion, change your life. Law 7. The art of winning without moving. This is the one Machiavelli called the highest form of intelligence. I promised you at the start. Here it is. Sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all. Not because you're weak, because you're playing a different game entirely. One most people haven't even found the entrance to. Strategic inaction. Knowing which battles will destroy themselves if you simply stay out of the way. Maya learned this law last, and it was the one that finally set her free. But here's the thing about Maya. She wasn't done yet. She had one more message to send to Daniel, and what she wrote ended everything. For good. It was a Sunday morning. Daniel had gone silent again, day 5. But this time, Maya didn't text first. She didn't call. She didn't spiral. She sat with the silence, and something shifted. She realized she'd been fighting for a seat at a table that was never meant for her. When Daniel finally texted, casual, unbothered, "Hey, how's your weekend?" Maya didn't explain, didn't accuse, didn't ask where he'd been. She typed 9 words. "I think we want different things. Take care of yourself. That's it. No argument, no closure seeking, no waiting for his reaction. She put the phone down and didn't pick it up for 6 hours. Daniel texted 14 times that afternoon, called 6 times, sent a voice note. Maya didn't respond to a single one. Not because she was playing games, because she finally understood Law 7, winning without moving. 3 months later, Maya posted her final update on Reddit. It said, "I spent 3 years shrinking myself to fit into his silences. The day I stopped trying to be heard by someone who chose not to listen, I got my voice back, and I've never been quieter and more powerful in my life." Read that again. I've never been quieter and more powerful in my life. That's what psychological freedom feels like. That's what